Hello, this is Between Sets podcast. This is Fuzz.
Mike.
Why is it called Between Sets, Mike?
So we train in the gym regularly. So I'm a personal trainer, and we originally got talking and becoming friends as Sam Fuzz was my client. So it's basically things that we talk about between sets in the gym, and it's kind of led to this podcast developing, really.
It is, yeah. And between sets, like for me, between sets means like just between parts in your life and between certain sort of like mindsets, where you just need to take a minute. And I kind of I use the word between sets at work, where I take just a 5 minute break every 25 minutes, just to kind of like wind down, maybe just procrastinate for 5 minutes, manage your procrastination rather than procrastinate as and when, because at work, I can't get off TikTok. Fucking TikTok, that fucking app, I swear to God. It's just taken over my life recently. When it came out, TikTok, it was just shit, right? Was it just me?
Crazy. So anyone that knows me will know how much I despise TikTok. I hate most of the stuff that's on there, and yet it is addictive. I find myself I have something on the TV, for example, something that I'm vaguely interested in watching, and then suddenly I'm about 30 videos deep, just scrolling through, and it's nonsense. It's utter nonsense. I'm sending through to my other half. I'm sending through random cat videos.
But we all know you're on the shitter as well when you're doing it. That's the weird thing. It's like TikTok is only for when you're on the toilet. Am I wrong? Or the thing is, you've not got kids. For me, I lock myself away in the toilet and go on TikTok. The other day, I managed to watch the whole of Truman Show through TikTok. I don't know how I managed this.
I mean, you want to be careful. You know, your wife might think you've got a bit of a problem, but
yeah, well, I've told her that. That's fine. She thinks I've got diarrhea, but actually, the Truman Show is what it's all about.
I mean, fair, yeah. Oh,
have you ever managed that? And the thing is, you keep swiping, and then it's like a random live. Does that happen to you? You go into a random live. It's like a video of a guy going, "I can't blink. Join my live now. I'll prove it. I can't blink."
I've seen that guy. And there's people there's conspiracy theories about he's wearing like fake glasses and all this kind of stuff. And like, no.
Why are we swiping to go live? I was staring at a guy not blinking for 5 minutes whilst taking a shit. This is 2023. This is what happened. What's going on?
What I really get you is at some point in time, that algorithm, whatever TikTok uses, whatever Facebook, Instagram use, has decided that you're going to enjoy that. And the crazy thing is, the fact that you're there watching it for 5 minutes.
Yes. That was the best shit I've ever had, and I don't know why. Do you know what? He never fucking blinked either. It took me 5 minutes to realise.
There's got to be something in that, though.
What's funny as well, I spent the next 5 minutes trying not to blink. Oh, anyway, we've got to move on from fucking TikTok. Jesus.
We'll end up back on it. You know we will. But, yeah. So I mentioned the algorithm there, and it kind of goes in the way of this is how AI functions, right? So this series of code that predicts how people work, and it predicts what you're going to enjoy, what you're going to spend your time watching. What are your thoughts on AI? Do you think it's going to go to the way of the whole, we're going to be living in a Terminator world?
Oh, mate, I would love that.
Do you think it's going to control us through random dance moves?
If I can be Terminator for just a day, when it announced? Who announced AI? Whose job was that? But when it kind of became viral, this whole AI thing, I think it was more it replacing exams, wasn't it? Like people have passed exams because of ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, sure.
Which I needed back in the fucking day. Jesus Christ, I would have gone to college. I wouldn't have quit school so early. But it's just amazing. Like it's amazing when just how it's come about, right? But now you're talking like AI has taken over photos. As soon as that happened, and then videos. Like before we know it, we're no longer going to be using Pornhub, but we're just going to be going like, I want to watch this. And I won't go into description, but this is my fetish. Just literally write a whole story, and then you can watch it happen in front of you.
Well, so I'll phrase this carefully based on what you just said, but there was a TV show fairly recently on, I think it was BBC or something like that, where it was a politician essentially they were basically hacking his face to make him say things politically that he would never say, essentially.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
railroad him. They take him out of the running completely. But then he cottons on to this fact that that's not him saying these things. Investigates it further, and then they start to utilize him, and they make him popular again, all through manipulation, through creating these videos that they know what people are going to want to see. Um, it's just interesting, like when you see if an AI at this current stage, it's relatively early in its development, can predict what you're going to want to watch, and it can be something completely random, and yet you're there genuinely watching it, something you never thought you want to watch. Where does that go? Is it going to be, you know, taking over the planet, or is it manipulating us in that way?
Like, is TikTok using AI then for the
I
whole,
don't
or is
think
it just
maybe
it's an
AI is not
algorithm
the
of some
right
sort?
word for it. Algorithm of some sort, but that's kind of how AI works. It runs on algorithms to pick up information
Yeah,
from
because you can't
the internet, like
like you can
ChatGPT's. Yeah,
like you can't just use the photo version, for instance, and just say right, and just ask for a picture of yourself because obviously you're not
Mhm.
famous. It's using some sort of database. You could put Arnold Schwarzenegger wearing a hat and it will come up straight away. I'm not sure why
Yeah.
the fuck that thought came straight into my head, but it's a fetish of mine.
Well,
If I had Pornhub AI straight in Arnold
mm.
Schwarzenegger wearing a hat, apparently,
but you just, yeah, it's like using a database. Well, what is our database? It's all on like the cloud. It's online. It's Facebook. It's Instagram. It's so on and so forth. So the database is technically it's there. There's no reason why it can't manipulate ready-made images. It's just an access control thing, right?
yeah, and that's the reason why there's so many people out there that like will like hide all their data and like
Mm.
private everything, or not even trust Facebook. There's so many people out there that don't even
Yeah.
have a profile picture because they don't trust that their photo is going to be out there. But then at the
Yeah.
same time, what's wrong with your photo being out there? What's the worst case scenario? This is
Well,
what I
that's
don't
exactly that.
understand.
That's the question. What is the worst case scenario?
Yeah, I think people are just kind of like a bit over, sort of like a bit concerned that something might happen. But what is that? Like, maybe that's the next person we should interview. Somebody who does hide themselves. To be fair, they probably
Mm.
won't be going on a public
Yeah, how are you
podcast.
going to find them people?
I don't know. We'll have to like dub their voice.
The closest I can come is an old fellow I used to work with named Keith, and he did not trust using bank cards, smartphones, anything like that. He used to go into his bank to withdraw his money for that week. Like, didn't want to be tracked. And in my head, I'm like, well,
There's more
you work at
CCTV
a
cameras in a fucking bank than there is on an ATM.
yeah.
Is that
It's
is
like,
that the
and
term? Is
realistically,
that
who
a
who
bit of an
cares?
American term? ATM? I don't know.
Like,
Cash machine?
well,
Hole in the wall?
yeah, but like, who cares what that you're being tracked? Like, it doesn't make sense. No one's
Yeah,
tracking you. No,
exactly.
no one's
I think
interested.
people
It
are
doesn't
just
make
kind of
sense.
like, there's a lot of shit going on in the world, and I think media doesn't help.
Mm.
But yeah, people get a bit paranoid with a lot. I understand. Like, I like playing devil's advocate, but at the same time, it's if there's celebrities out there that are still alive, I'm pretty sure a photo of you on Facebook isn't going to go anywhere really.
Not overly. It's
Yeah,
nobody's that fussed. Nobody cares that much, in my opinion. But I
you're
think
not
it'd be
going to
good to get
die.
some people on that have differing views. I'd like to have the conversation.
Yeah. No, at the end of the day, like you said, I'm a tech guy. I don't even fucking know how AI works. Like if, like I think a lot of people don't. It's kind of sourced from one thing. All of a sudden, it's evolved so
Mm.
heavily from one thing. But what scares me is how it's involved. When did this even come about? This year, maybe last year. I don't really know. But it seems like someone was
Uh,
bored in COVID, and they've just thought, tell you what, I fucking love Terminator. Let's make this shit happen.
I mean, I think ChatGPT, if I'm not mistaken, like the free version, if you like, is dated to 2021. Like, it doesn't know any
Yeah, so it's
information past
COVID
that.
then. This is a
Yeah,
COVID
is
baby, a bit like my baby.
but surely it must have been in development before then. I mean, I'm not sure on the
Probably. I
information on
don't
it,
think
but
it took
I'd have
a
thought
year
so.
to
But
create AI. That'd be fucking impressive.
yeah,
Do you know what?
but if
Maybe we should have a Google session at some point. The thing is, I
yeah,
tried to
see
go
what comes up. Yeah.
earlier on, right? So I went to London yesterday, and I don't know why, but I just kept wondering why the fuck are the doors so big in London? These buildings are the same size buildings as a lot of buildings, but the doors are fucking huge. And I'm just thinking, like I sent you a picture, didn't I, yesterday? I'm like,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
does that door need to be so fucking big? So I googled it,
Who's going
can't
in there?
find the
Yeah.
answer. So whoever is listening, if there is any listeners out there, please DM me. Why are the doors so fucking big in London, please? Unless you know the answer, Mike.
This thing. I don't, but
You're
we'll
no
have to
help,
Google
are
at
you?
some point, I reckon. Yeah. So you're a tech guy. So on the subject of AI, you're tech. You go into business development. That's your job, right?
Hmm.
So where in your day to day life, nice plug, where
For the listeners out there,
where would
I'm gonna have a mug with my business logo on. Carry on.
yeah, where would AI? Where can you see that fitting into your not necessarily current role, but in the future? Where do you think it would save you time? Where do you think it would
I think it's
develop?
video editing is going to be helpful. Like AI is already a big part of a lot of apps out there. I think even GoPro Quick, which is an app for basically you just record clips of anything that you're doing on a holiday, and it will
Mm,
somehow merge all of them together. Know the best clips. I'm not sure if people are going to remember, but there was a Google camera that was released about 5 6 years ago that you put in your
okay.
living room. I think it was a complete flop, but you just put it in your living room or just somewhere in your house, and it will know when to take pictures, and it will take pictures of like the memorable moments, like a birthday cake.
See
Yeah,
that
and this was 6 years
that's
ago.
interesting, right? So take that same logic of knowing when to take
Yeah,
pictures, apply that to CCTV. So rather than 24 hours of footage to trawl through, say you're looking for someone, you can input this person's features. I mean, this it already exists. It's facial
it was kind of
recognition,
almost
right?
like the ring cameras nowadays, almost like they detect
Mm,
motion, but they're also telling me when there's a package in the shot. I'm like, I don't
mm.
want to see some guy's package. Oh, and then I realise actually Amazon's at the door.
But then even further than that, like you mentioned the Google camera. Do you remember? I don't even know if it's still a thing anymore. The Google Lens, the kind of the
Yeah, the
glasses.
Google Glass. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, Apple's
Well,
got
I
a
had this
version
thought.
coming
Yeah.
out, haven't they?
Okay. So I had the thought of this. Imagine so the Google Lens with I don't know some kind of earpiece where you've got ChatGPT. You can obviously get AI now, which reads things out to you as well. Basically, if that was ambient listening in the background, just feeding you information, like in our relevant conversation here, why are doors in London so big? That could be feeding me info right now.
Yeah, but that it is almost happening. A lot of people, like, I think I'm slightly paranoid of it because you'll mention something
Hmm.
and it will come up on your Facebook feed.
Yeah.
You'll have a dirty
So
conversation about dildos, and all of a sudden your wife's looking over your shoulder, and you got a
so
fucking
glad I've got headphones in right
vibrator.
now. But I've had this exact experience. So I was with a colleague in a car. We were talking about the TV show Vikings, right? Um, and we were both watching it, and we were chatting in fairly big detail about it. So the word Vikings came up fairly frequently. About half an hour later, I go on Facebook to as you do, and I'm getting adverts for Viking clothing coming through. Now, in no point in my life have I ever searched for Viking clothing. Like, it's just
The question is,
completely
did
bizarre.
you bought some? What did you buy?
Yeah, 100%. Why do you think I've got tattoos and the beard? Like,
Yeah,
it's all stemmed
it's
from
all,
that.
it's all costume. This
Yeah,
isn't
exactly
me.
that.
Look at my new hat. It's got horns.
Stuck on. I mean, I'd wear that. Like, if it was becoming more fashionable, I'm all for it.
Are you all about fashion? Are you?
No.
No, I was gonna say I can't
No.
see you wearing
Uh,
the horns.
I go the way more of a uniform. Like, most people know me just wearing black clothes all the time. Black t-shirt, black
Yeah,
jogging bottoms. That's it.
you
That's
do
my
look like you're
life.
about to rob a house.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not happy that I live a few doors down. If somebody robs me, I never shoot.
Yeah. Or me.
The ring will go. I detect a package. Anyway, would you turn up to the
Good.
gym with your Viking clothing?
100%. I'd wear that tomorrow. Not without a shadow of a doubt.
Do you know what I would love? Like, if there is actually any listeners here, right? I really want to see, or just send in some gym fails. It doesn't have to be video, like just try and describe it, but gym
Yeah.
fails. I don't know what it is. They keep coming off my TikTok, and I find them fucking hilarious. I don't know what
Really?
it is, and it's never happened to me yet. The biggest gym fail, which I don't know why, I always find it so embarrassing. But you know when you go to get your water bottle, and you like use your teeth to unplug the water bottle, if you
Oh.
missed that a few times, you just stood there going, the listeners won't even be able to, I've got to try and describe this now, but basically it looks like I'm sucking a cock. But the amount of times I've missed that. Why is even that the lid of the water bottle? I'm just stood there, like, just
Yeah.
jolting my neck back and forth,
I mean, I go
thinking
the
it's
other
an
way. So you
exercise.
you you know the bottle that I have. It's a giant sippy cup,
It is a
and
sippy
I
cup,
try.
yeah.
Yeah, I try and make a bit. Once I realise that, I try and make a game out of it. So I'll stand there both hands here, and I'll just try and make awkward eye contact with people as I'm just.
I felt awkward then. Also turned on.
I love it.
We'll
I
move
love embracing the awkward. But like, if someone sees me from across the gym, I will wave at them until they wave back.
like a fucking lollipop man. Anyway, yeah, look, guys, please send in your gym fails or just describe what's happened at the gym recently, where
Or
maybe
even
no one
that,
was
like,
watching, but
just random exercises. If you've seen some random exercises,
oh
you
yeah,
think,
them as well.
is there anything to this? Like, why are they doing this? Like, I will go through it, and if it's shit, I'll tell you it's shit.
Yeah, and like, if they're recording themselves, this is probably like a parody of sorts. But if
Yeah.
you see someone just it is hilarious sometimes. Like like I don't know what I'm doing. Like only reason why I go to the gym is because I fucking knew anyway. But if it wasn't for you, I'd be doing weird. Like you see them on TikTok, don't you? Like checking your watch with a dumbbell in your hand, just the whole checking your watch. I'm
There's
like, how? What's that going to
there's some
benefit?
there's some really random ones, and a lot of them they revolve around stretching and like warming up and stuff like this. Like, it's just nonsense everywhere, everywhere. So
Oh,
part of that, like, what's something I'm kind of thinking of, like a feature. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work yet, but it's we spoke about this before. So where you watch TikTok, you watch YouTube. There's all this information that's kind of readily available to us. How much of it is bullshit? So you need to establish a bit of a bullshit filter. Okay, so it's kind of knowing, well, this might be valid, but there's a decent chunk of this that I know isn't right. So I don't know. I need to do a bit more research into this. But I've got some stuff here, and you can tell me if this is bullshit or not. So when you die, you know that you're
fucking hell,
dead.
let's go deep well quick.
All
Sorry.
right.
Oh, what's going on here? I was expecting some gym
We're
fails.
going
All
in
of a
deep.
sudden, you're going to die, mate. I
Yeah.
think, I
So
do what? I'm not going to call bullshit on that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to die.
well, no, you will die.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
dies, but you know that you're dead. When you're dead, you know that you're dead.
I don't know if I'd know anything at this point.
Go on, break it down. Break it down.
Oh, I'm not. This is fucking deep. Jeez.
No, yeah, go for it. Go for it.
People are going to switch off at this point.
They won't.
I don't fucking know. All I know
Okay, so
is you're
it's true.
dead. Once you're
In
dead, you're
theory,
dead.
so it's technically true. So there is new evidence has come out. So they've done
There's always new
some
evidence.
studies on
Fucking hell. Sorry.
100%. But they've done some
Look,
studies.
the
They
Earth's
basically
flat, all
hooked
right?
up
I'm
electrodes
joking.
to people's brains, and after they're dead, there is still some kind of activity going on there.
But it's because
And
the blood's
the
still
part
pumping at this point. There's still.
no. So this is the interesting thing. So medically, you are pronounced dead when your heart
Yeah,
stops.
yeah. But there's
When
still electric
they do some
sort
other
of.
tests
Yeah.
as well,
That's why you're shaking,
but you
right?
know,
Like, that's why sometimes you shake, no? Sorry, I'm
no.
going back to the dildo thing. Carry on. Sorry.
Depends what's up there. Um, so when you're pronounced dead, once there's no breathing, there's no heart rate, but there's no test to say like if there's still brain activity unless
Yeah.
they're hooked up. But basically, there's been some tests done where electrodes are hooked up, and there's a certain part of the brain which is responsible for conscious thought. There's still activity in there,
For how
so
long?
it's bit of a weird thought. But like in theory, you will know that you're dead.
I guess. I think it depends on how ill you are or like what's happened. Like if you got into an accident, I think you'd probably know because like you're still quite stable. You were stable beforehand, but it's just that you're ill and you're on drugs and you're at hospice, for instance. I don't
Oh.
think your body will be in that sort of mindset to go right. This is it. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm the worst
No,
person to
no.
talk to about this because I've
We're
not
not
had
talking about
anyone
the.
in my family die since I've been alive.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've not even been to a
I mean,
funeral.
really?
Yes, that's
That's
interesting, isn't it?
yeah,
Let's talk about death
that's
more.
very, very rare. Yeah. Not the way this was originally going to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Should we
So I'll
change the
tell you
name of
what.
the
I'll give,
podcast?
well, yeah. We'll
Between
give you
deaths.
a slightly.
Let's talk
This
about
is a
life.
TikTok
Let's
one.
talk about life.
Okay, so I'm going to need to phrase this correctly because this is a TikTok one, right? So tell me if this is bullshit or not. Okay, so apparently there is some Filipino folklore that if you point at a tree at night, you have to bite your finger like that. If you
Sorry for the
don't,
listeners out there. He bit his finger. Carry on.
yes. If you don't, a monster will come and bite your fingers completely off.
Okay. Is there any evidence behind this?
Oh no, I think that the actual premise is absolute nonsense. But is this genuinely Filipino folklore or not?
Why are you asking me? Or are we asking the listeners?
I don't know. I just thought it was
Oh,
interesting.
do you want me to call
Bit weird.
bullshit? Is that what you want me to do? I'll call bullshit.
I mean,
This is a bit
no,
like
it's
Last Leg. Do you watch Last
so.
Leg? They've got a bullshit
I've seen
button.
clips. I've seen clips.
Maybe we need to get a bullshit button.
But
Maybe that's copying them. Is there? Can we use
no, I
this,
mean,
use a
no,
thesaurus? What
this
is
is
like?
genuinely Filipino folklore in the same way that we have. I don't even know what, but
Do we have
yeah,
folklore here?
Filipino like that is a genuine thing apparently that they just do that. So if they randomly point
So I
a
went
tree
to
and
the
I look away,
Philippines
you're
and
doing that.
everyone was biting their finger, and I just thought they were flirting with me. I'm joking. I've never been to
Oh,
the
big
Philippines.
fuzz.
Yeah. Turns out they're just fucking pointing at trees.
Yeah, I don't know how that's come about. It's just bizarre. That
How,
might be another
what I'm
one.
more curious about is how that's come up in your life. Like, how did you have you been googling just random folklore?
TikTok. TikTok.
TikTok.
This is the kind of crap that appears on my TikTok. And that's another one. Like, what kind of stuff appears on yours versus mine? Why is my algorithm telling me this random crap?
So
I don't get it.
it was funny. It's not even funny. I've got a 2-year-old, and we're going to Disneyland next year. And the only reason why I'm going to Disneyland is because there's loads of videos going around with this interactive. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you haven't got kids. That's weird. Um, testing you. You're a pedo. I'm joking. But there's a turtle called Crush in Finding Nemo, and there's like it's not even a ride, but it's like an interactive Crush. You can ask Crush anything, the turtle
Right.
thing, and it will just respond to you, and it'll be interactive, and it's just. I've just been watching
So
videos. Thing is, the more videos you've
when you
watched on
say
the same subject, the more videos that come up. So every time I'm swiping, I'm just swiping turtle. I'm literally stroking turtles at this point at 9 p.m. in bed.
so when you say it's a
It's
turtle,
probably
like
AI regarding the
a model,
animation.
or oh, so it's computer generated. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah. This isn't an actual turtle.
Okay.
To
Right.
be
I didn't
fair,
know if it was like
I would
full
travel to
like
Paris
animatronic
today if there
style
was a talking
Jurassic
turtle.
Park giant turtle. But
No,
I
no,
didn't know.
it's all on a screen, like a cinema screen. Just search for, not now, we're in the middle of a podcast, but if the listeners out there, if you're on the toilet, if you're driving, do not, just wait.
Just a thought.
What's that?
Hi. How are you doing? You're on the toilet.
That's fucking, whoever's on the toilet now listening has got off the toilet to this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're thinking, there's fucking cameras in here. Yeah, no, Crash, Talking Crash, or Interactive Crash, I don't know what it's fucking called, I won't lie. But it's just amazingly done. The thing is, it's normally just the kids asking questions, so they're quite funny. But when we go next year, I am definitely grabbing that microphone and when I try and
Ask some
understand
weird
how
stuff.
this works. I might even
Do you
ask
think
your
it's
question. I might go, so, what do you think about death?
Tell me.
What happens when you
Do you reckon
die?
someone like listening in the background with a microphone, and you know how you can get kind of auto-generated like captions and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Some kind of sequencing to just like just I don't know the mouth is programmed to move in a certain way for certain
Yeah, there's
words.
quite a lot of software out there now to do presentations for you already. It's mental.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, like I think as a model, you see, it's a bit like Siri. You have to spend hours talking in front of a camera to capture each perspective and like the lips and the hand gestures. It's a bit like
Yeah.
Siri. She was given, I guess he as well. There's two Siris, isn't there? I didn't know about this.
Is that?
Yeah, there is. You can even have Samuel L. Jackson as the Echo. I was going to say the A word then, but I think that a lot of the echoes would go off. I've got an echo in every room in this house, so I think the whole house.
And basically every other word is motherfucker, though, isn't it?
Sorry. Yeah.
Every other word is
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. I ain't getting no motherfucking plane. Look, that's Mr. T. What the fuck am I on about? It was snakes on a plane. Like I'm so confused.
Snakes playing
Same thing. Do you know what? That would be really good. That'd be a good spin-off, wouldn't it? Mr. T and Samuel L. Jackson on a plane.
I'd watch it.
That's the ending I need.
Right. Was there a snakes on the plane too?
There wasn't.
Shame.
I think there was
Shame.
enough snakes on the plane. For
I'd watch a sequel. I'm just saying.
Snakes on a train? That works.
A bit more boring though, isn't
It
it?
is. It
Less
is.
peril.
Yeah. Snakes on a rocket doesn't go. Should we move on from this?
So, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, where were we? So yeah,
How
there's
easy
a
is this
male
to
version
edit?
and a female version. And weirdly, it was back in the day, but the American one was male, and the
Right.
English one, the British one, was female. Don't know why. A bit of a weird one.
Huh.
But yeah, they would stand in front of a microphone, I think, for weeks, just saying different words, different sentences. Don't quote me
Right.
on this. Google it. That's what it's there for. And yeah, that would be their job. I think. Yeah,
Wow.
my voice obviously would not be great for Siri.
And so they're just speaking, they're not recording like how their mouths are moving for like
So they're
this is
given a
just like
script.
the
Yeah, they're just given a
vocals,
script
yeah.
that they must read.
Okay.
Quite. Sorry if somebody heard my phone then. Look, it's the pilot episode. Things are going to happen, guys. We're learning as we go along. But yeah, so they're just talking in front of the microphone, saying loads of words. I think you can even do it now. I'm not sure if you heard that. I need to turn these bloody notifications off. I don't know how to do it. I'm going to have to Google it. Fucking do what? We need a whole Google episode. Jesus Christ.
Fuzz, you're a tech man. What's this about?
It's late. That's my excuse. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. You do as well, to be fair.
Yeah. I do, yeah.
Where were we? Things happened. What were we talking about?
You're
AI.
on Siri.
Yeah, that's it. Siri. Yeah. So that's the same thing that Samuel L. Jackson had to do. He was locked in a room and just said a script. And I think, I'm not sure if it's in this country, but you can change your echo voice to Samuel L. Jackson. And
Really?
between now and the next episode, I am going to find out how. And I'm going to replace my voice with Samuel L. Jackson.
Look forward to that. I think it'll be interesting. Shall we lighten it up a little bit?
Was that not light enough for you?
Yep. Well, I think you'll enjoy these. So this is something I've come across, and it's basically the best nicknames. You might have seen some of these. I don't know if
Talking
have you
about
seen any of these on
nicknames,
TikTok?
just
Yeah,
rewinding it
go on.
back, right? So
Yeah.
obviously, it took us like what, about a week or two to come up with a name for a podcast.
Mhm.
There's so many fucking podcasts out there nowadays. I didn't even realize coming up with a name for a podcast was like back in the day thinking of a Hotmail address. You had to
Yeah.
put like 1999 at the end of it or something stupid.
Yeah, yeah,
So this was
Yeah.
almost called Between Says 69 at hotmail.com.
yeah. Do you ever do that thing? What was the do you remember? I don't know why this is coming to my head, but do you remember the old thing you used to doodle, like the kind of the S symbol?
Yes, the three lines, and then you got to join them all together.
That thing. That's still going.
Is what
There
I'm
are kids
assuming
in,
that was on
there are
TikTok.
kids in school at the moment that again random crap, but there are kids in school today who are
Right.
like
So you got kids just on
20
TikTok.
years younger than us, and they are still doing that.
I really want to know what you're watching on TikTok to get this algorithm of just kids on TikTok. You're getting a bit of a
I mean,
reputation
there's no kids
already.
involved,
This is
just to be-
the
just to
pilot
be clear.
episode, and people already think this guy's a fucking pedo.
Oh God. Oh, but yeah, that they're still going. Like that means that surely that's been passed on year after year for.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when did that come about?
I would love
Like
to
we're
know
talking
who started
decades at
that.
this point. Yeah, like where's that come from?
Imagine though,
That's
the
been passed
amount of
on.
tattoos that probably have that on there just because of their childhood.
Do you reckon?
Oh, easy. That's quite a cool tattoo, isn't it?
I've never seen one.
Have you not? I guess not.
No,
I've
and
got-
considering how popular tattoos are now, like
Yeah, but they don't really have it on their forehead. Talking of forehead,
That's a
sorry,
statement.
this is a weird
yeah,
switcheroo. I was in London yesterday, as I said, right? We went to watch Frozen musical, which is probably what, £1 billion production. They do 2 shows a day on average, which is mental. So they've put a lot of money into this. This is proper Disney. To be fair, I've not seen a theatre production, or I've not really been to a theatrical thing, probably since I was a kid. But they've still got microphones on their forehead. What is that about? I'm sorry, I just don't understand
forehead?
it. So there's a
What do you mean?
microphone. It's like coming out of their scalp like an alien being, and it's just
Really?
it's so distracting. It tries to blend
I
in
didn't
with their
see this.
skin. Wow, this is what's made you go and Google.
I need to see
But
this.
this isn't just Frozen. It's not like a weird Frozen thing. This is like a normal theatre thing. I'm assuming it's got something to do with like that's like I don't know. I'm trying to think of it scientifically.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Now you see what I'm on about. Like I don't understand.
exactly what you're on about.
This is like we've spent a lot of money on these tickets, And I spend 2 hours looking at their foreheads, like, what the fuck is that? Until I realise it's a microphone. Why don't you
I
put it?
mean,
Like, it's
put it
2023.
in the hair.
Like, I watch Impractical Jokers and you can't find a bloody microphone on them. Why are you seeing a
Yeah,
microphone coming out the forehead like this? I don't understand it. Surely, is it like
surely
at this day and age, there's like a microphone you
that
can stick in your
placement.
teeth like a Mission Impossible. I just don't
Yeah,
understand.
but surely that same thing. Like they're wearing wigs and stuff as well, right? Like that could just be sitting here under some
Yeah.
hair. Like I didn't think it'd be that obvious, but yeah, good. That's actually
Did you?
impressive.
Is there an answer when you googled it? Because I need one. I'm not going to be able to
No,
sleep tonight
I
until I
didn't
know.
look into the why. I was just looking at the
Oh, the how.
aesthetics of it, to be honest. Yeah, I was sort of wondering that segue there. Like, where are you going with
I
foreheads and
didn't
musicals here?
purposely segue. Yeah. Talking about foreheads. Look at mine.
Speaking of what,
Doesn't end.
the five head. Well, nicknames.
Sorry. Yeah. Nicknames.
So this is one of the better trends that I'm okay with. To be fair, it's just random. Mainly Australians seem to be quite big into this. I've not seen many English people doing this, so I thought I'd list a few. So a guy's nickname is One Free. Nickname is Buy One.
Buy one. Buy one. Buy one. Get one free.
Exactly.
So,
We've
so
got
is it
Fitz
actual?
Hall.
Sorry. So let's just start again. So his actual name is One Free.
His actual surname is One
What's
Free.
his sister called? Two Free. Is it?
Uh,
Is it a
no,
language
his
thing?
actual his whole surname is One Wonfrey.
Oh, it's not. He's not
So
Mexican. It's not Juan.
I I have no idea, but he got the no, he got the nickname Buy One.
You would though, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's just I think there's
If
a
you've got a
real
funny name, you're gonna have a nickname.
well. Some of these aren't even funny names. They're just it's just creative. Just people taking the piss. So, for example, got a fella. He might be German. Fitz Hall, nickname One Size.
So, yeah, that works. Do you know what? That works.
Yeah. This is
Thing
a
is,
genuine one.
is
So
he a
this is
gigolo? Because that would be a really good gigolo name, wouldn't it?
One Size Fits All.
One size fits all.
Fits One Size All. There's a British rugby union player. His name's Billy 12 Trees.
His name's what? I'm sorry. Sorry. His name's what?
Billy 12
Oh, I
Trees.
sorry. I heard Willie. Yeah, Billy. Billy. So his last
Nickname
name's 12 Trees.
36. Yeah, 12 Trees. Nickname's 36. 12 Trees.
No, you've lost me.
12 Trees.
Oh, I see.
Trees. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Penny drop.
yeah.
Um,
I'm good at maths. I'm just not. I'm
we'll see
not
if you,
French.
we'll see if you get this one. Last name is Test.
Equals.
Nickname is
Equals.
Tickle. Yeah.
Tickle. Just tickle.
Yeah. This fella, his co-workers have nicknamed him Deck Chair because he always folds under pressure.
Where you getting? Is this TikTok again?
This is just random stuff I come across. Yeah. This fella his co-worker was named Dave, and he had a tick which made him throw his arms up in the air. So his nickname was Mexican Dave.
Just the one
I
though.
love this one. So this one's brilliant. This fella he used to work with an electrician. I think he was a builder. Electrician that looks like Elton John, and his nickname's Socket Man. Fella's
That's good.
nickname is Body Parts.
I feel like I'm missing out. I need a nickname now.
Well, you've got one, Fuzz.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not funny, is it?
Yeah. Well,
I want
I'll
to
work
be
on that.
suck it, man.
Nickname is Body Parts, and his real name's Tony Hancock.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, just some of the
I am
stuff
missing
I come
out here.
across.
We do need some. Do you know what we should do next? We should get some nicknames out there for people that go to the gym, and then call them by that nickname.
Are we planning on censoring these or not? Because I've got some dodgy ones.
Okay, we're not censoring anything. We've got to be
Okay,
ourselves.
fair enough. Yep.
I think I've sworn enough now. I am not going back and censoring everything.
Too
I'll
much
be all
editing.
fucking night.
Too much.
Sorry, beeping night. Anyway, talking about diets. Let's move on.
Go on.
Let's move on to diets. You're a diet guy. You know what you're talking about when it comes to diets. Let's talk about Weight
Yeah, go
Watchers.
on.
Let's talk about Weight
Oh, yeah,
Watchers
go
because
on.
I love your view on Weight Watchers. Because
So
I didn't even know my wife joined Weight Watchers until the other night when I tried to go into the fridge. At
yeah.
9 o'clock at night, and all I heard was a fucking tut from the living room. I'm like, well, someone's joined. Someone's on a diet, and I had to walk away with an apple. Apples are just
Oh,
so
nice.
loud, though. I'd rather eat some crisps.
How remind me, Weight Watchers is the Sins one?
No, I think Sins is Slimming
Points or
World.
Sins? Like,
Points,
okay,
yeah.
Weight Watchers is points. Slimming World is
But yeah,
Sins.
it just doesn't take into consideration calories. I just don't understand the science behind it.
Yeah, correct. There is no science behind it. It is guesswork. Um,
Because it
I
does
don't know who's
change a
come up with
lot.
this.
Like I was on Weight Watchers for about a year,
100%.
and every 3 months they'd like completely change the program. So I was eating potatoes like fucking Shrek for about 3 months. I don't know
It's
why, but
insane.
apparently Shrek eats potatoes. And yeah, there was no points. I was like, fucking perfect. I'm potato man. And then
Yeah.
3 months in, oh no, potatoes are actually 6 points per potato. I'm
Yeah.
like, so all this time, I've been probably on 30 points a day limit, but eating 50 points. No wonder
I
why I'm
mean,
fat.
so here's something that I can fix Weight Watchers. I can fix their entire company and I can make it work.
This is
Genuinely,
going to be
genuinely.
this is going to be the title of the episode.
Honestly, I can
I
fix their
can do it,
entire
and I can
business
do it
model.
now.
I can do it. Honestly, it wouldn't even need any development. It would just need a little bit of rebranding, phrasing things correctly. So what you can
Like in
do,
Little Britain, we're going to call it. What's the Little Britain term? Was it fat fighters? Wasn't it?
fighters.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a thing called dust?
Dust. Anybody? Dust. Is
So
that your fix? Everyone just needs to eat fucking dust, mate. Eat dust, you're sorted.
dust, you lose weight. So use your potato as an example, right?
My potato, my personal one.
Your any potato,
Okay.
any your potato, my potato.
Potato, potato.
If you burned, if you burned that potato until it was basically ash, and you recorded what energy came off of that potato in terms of used it as fuel, let's call that a calorie, right? So the amount of calories that that potato gave off is the amount of energy that potato contains. So maybe instead of saying that potatoes have no points, maybe we said this size potato has 100 points, 100 calories. And then we said this smaller potato, because it's smaller, has less energy. And then we applied this rule to all these different food types. And we didn't arbitrarily say that these things are worth certain points and change them further down the line. Maybe we could go to science and sort of say, well, this potato is worth, this amount of points or calories, and so is this steak. And within this steak is different amounts of points for, your protein, which you need, your carbohydrates, your fats. Their entire thing is insane.
But
They're
it does
trying to
sound
rebrand.
complicated. I have to admit you made that sound like it started
No,
off like a
you're right.
BBC bite-sized program, and now I'm
Yeah,
like falling asleep. So
no,
I do understand where
yeah.
the
I mean,
points
fair,
come into it. Like it's not
yeah,
for
it's not an
lazy
entertaining
people, but
thing.
it is for lazy people, and I am
So
one of them.
imagine that there was applications which would tell you exactly what was in what, so you didn't have to do any thinking about it.
It won't be long until you can scan a fucking potato and the phone will know how much it weighs. Then everyone will be scanning their dick. But
That
carry on.
well, shit, that's a quarter of a potato.
Yeah. No wonder why I'm 16 stone. My penis is half of my fucking weight.
Oh, but like the whole thing is just crazy. So my experience of this is I had, I wasn't a personal trainer at this point, but I was getting into fitness. I knew about counting calories and nutrition, all this kind of stuff. And my previous manager, she had her, what do you call them, groups? Like a Slimming World group, I suppose,
Yeah.
where
Well, the
she was
gatherings
the
in the village halls and stuff.
yeah. So she was the head fat fighter
Mothers'
of
meetings.
the Slimming World, whatever you want to call it, yeah, whatever. And we're having these discussions. I was trying to explain to her that you can't. And it was about pasta because I was eating quite a lot of pasta, and she said, "Oh, that's good for you. That's not any sins. That one." Like,
Oh, I wouldn't put it past her.
and, no, awful, awful.
Lovely stuff.
But we got into this conversation where I basically said, "Look." She's saying, "Oh, it's zero sins because it's gonna fill you up and you can't eat very much of it." And I'm like, "Trust me, I can eat some pasta. Like, I can really eat
You're like,
pasta."
challenge accepted.
Exactly that. So I went home and I made my meal prep for ready for my lunch the following day, and I prepared my entire day's worth of calories in pasta. I then added all the sauce, like meat and all the rest of it. I basically made a spaghetti bolognese with a crap ton of pasta. And this thing was probably, it was in a Tupperware box. It was a trough. And I brought it in just to kind of prove a point. She's like, "There's no way you'll eat that. Like, you'll be full about a quarter of the way through that." I'm like, okay, fair
Again,
enough. 40,
challenge.
40,
Did you win a
45 minutes
t-shirt?
later, I wish I did. I wish I did. I needed a bigger t-shirt afterwards. So but I smashed a lot.
Because you
And I
got
was like,
down there,
"But
didn't
I've
you?
just
You
eaten
fucking
my
beast.
entire day's worth of calories there. You cannot tell me that's zero sins. It makes no
Yeah, it
sense."
doesn't. No, you're right. I think like a lot of it is mental when he goes on. Like when you join a diet, a lot of it is mental because you kind of like you're saying to yourself, right, this is a commitment I'm making. I'm going to be good, and you end up just being good. But what annoys me with Weight Watchers is that some of the points don't work. Like it's not sustainable.
Oh,
Like a pizza, for instance, is almost your whole calorie intake for the day, which
yep,
is fine because you're not expecting to eat a pizza every single day. To be fair, Weight Watchers do give you like weekly points to use, so like they reset
right.
it every day that you choose, or like Sunday or Saturday or whatever. But and then you gain points when you exercise. Like it is good for those that are kind of like number based people that
Yep.
but it's luck, I think, because you could eat chocolate throughout the day within your points and then ask yourself why you're not losing weight because you're staying within your
Yep.
points. So it doesn't.
So
It's a guide, a very limited
mm,
guide.
yeah, I understand what they're trying to do. I think they go about it the wrong way. And again, I'm stereotyping. I'm sure some people have had some amazing success on
Oh
it.
yeah, like listeners,
Um,
like if you've had Weight Watchers experience and it's been a success, please write in because I would love for you
yep.
to shut me up. Like to be honest with you, I've had Weight
Yeah.
Watchers experience and I did lose 2 stone, but
Yep.
I would challenge myself to have as many points left over at the end of each week because I'm just that
Yep.
weirdo.
And so other people would go the other way and they would try to like completely eat all their
Yeah,
points and still expect to lose weight. It works, again, stereotypically from people that I've spoken to who have been unsuccessful with Weight Watchers and Slimming World. They lose weight to a point and it stops. It slows down completely or it stops entirely.
yeah,
That's
becomes balance.
that's then how I get business essentially. That they want to continue losing weight and actually get to the size shape
So
that they
maybe
want
we
to
should
do.
be advertising Weight Watchers so you get more customers. Have we gone about this the whole wrong way yet?
I mean, maybe that's what we're doing. Guys, go to Weight
Go to Weight
Watchers
Watchers,
and
and I'll
have a chat
see
with
you
me when you
next
don't get
year,
anywhere.
guy.
Well, I mean, this is the other thing. So we are currently in October. Um,
Which is like the
any
prime
gym goes
time.
out there.
Like Bake Off's on. Like I don't know how people watch Bake
Oh,
Off.
this is the time to be gaining weight.
Oh, mate, like yeah, but for some reason every year I'd think let's go on a diet just before Christmas, so then I can eat the last 3 months worth of how much I've lost. But
No.
I can't watch Bake Off without cake,
Without eating
even
something,
if it's not cake
100%.
week.
Yeah. So, I mean, last week, sad, bread week, right? I'm not even interested in bread week. And I'm not sitting there eating bread. I'm sitting there eating sweet stuff. It's not like it's relevant in any way, but I
Yeah.
can't
Do
stop
you know what? I'm
myself.
not even
I
watching. I'm not
cannot.
even watching Bake Off. It's on.
No.
It's not even on the TV. I just use it. I'm just joking. I do get a bit bored now because it's a bit samey.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a different presenter. I'm not a big fan of Alison Hammond though, to be honest. But I just can't watch it because people are
Jackson.
baking. It's like you can't like. They need to bring Woody Steady Cook back just as a challenge because I need to just sit down and not eat some spaghetti bolognese whilst watching that show. Do you remember Woody Steady Cook?
Was that Ainsley
That
Harriott?
was yes. That was a
Hasn't he got
show and a
weird?
half. Has he got
Did
weird?
he go weird? Yeah.
Well, he was on BBC. I'm not
Like,
sure if people listen to BBC Radio 1 in the
well,
mornings, but
is he?
no, he's not on there. But they talk about Greg
Okay.
James is a big fan of his, and
Right.
he admitted to peeing in the bath. That's probably why he's virally gone a bit weird.
Right. So I know because he's just kind of disappeared from everything, hasn't he? Because even like other TV chefs like Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay, they appear elsewhere. Like different, disappear from one
Yeah,
thing.
they've
Gordon
cancelled that.
Ramsay's
They've
appeared in
cancelled that
Australia.
Gino Gordon and Fred thing. Oh, that was
I
so
never watched
funny.
it.
You have to watch it.
I never like. I didn't like that Gino De Campo fella.
Why?
I
Star
don't.
of
I
the
just.
show.
I don't know. Never really gelled with me.
He,
But
he, he is
not a
a bit
fan.
over the top. I think he was actually the reason why it ended. He just kind of got a bit sick of
Really.
it.
Yeah, I can believe that. Not a fan.
Anyway, talk
Oh
about tech.
God.
Let's go back to tech. Go back to tech. Tech guy.
Yes.
I
Go
think
on.
I do love tech, and I think the reason why I invest quite heavily in tech especially nowadays, and this has got nothing to do with AI, but I use tech to just simplify my life so much because it is so like, for instance, like obviously I know like it's reliant on money, so but if you've got the money, I would 100% invest in smart bulbs, or even better, smart switches. Because what you find yourself doing with smart bulbs is you turn the light off at the switch on the wall, and then you realize you can't use the Echo to turn it back on again because the switch is off at the wall. So get smart switches instead, which means you can also manually turn them off and on, as well as turning them off and on using the Echo. I've lost the listeners. I've lost the listeners, guys. Sorry, and back to me.
Just
That was so boring.
clarify. So you're saying that you turn lights on in your house from your phone.
Yeah. Or the
You're
Echo.
telling your PT this rather than getting up and.
No. That's not what I'm saying. No, you're not letting me talk, mate.
Well,
What I'm saying is, so you can create routines using Echo, right? So, for instance,
okay.
there's a camera in my hallway. Once the camera detects motion, it turns the lights on, all of the lights downstairs on, because it knows that you've just entered the hallway. So you've come into to
Okay.
the house. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Does that work for
Basically,
dogs?
I'm lazy as fuck. And I use technology to not get off the sofa or get
Yeah.
onto the sofa as early as possible. If my sofa was a toilet, I don't think I'd get off the sofa. If it wasn't for you, I would be so fucking fat.
I mean, you're also talking about a very specific set of situations here.
All right.
Because what
Is
you're
this
saying,
taken?
what you're saying
I have a
actually is
particular set of skills.
when you're sat on the sofa, you're sat there from daylight through dusk to when it's dark, and you need to turn your lights on without getting up.
Yeah.
Realistically, that's the only time you can justify a smart light.
You've lost me.
So it means that you're sat on your sofa. Let's say, when's it getting dark at the
I'm not
moment?
sat on my
Probably
sofa
like
the whole day, right?
6 p.m.
I know it looks like I
No.
am, but I do get up to
So,
go to the toilet.
but when you get up to go to the toilet, you can turn the light on.
But you can, but there's a motion sensor in the toilet, so it turns on the light on for you. But what's annoying is when you have a really long shit, you have to use TikTok as a light.
Or just wave your arms around like a
Do you know what? Yeah,
Mexican
a
Dave.
Mexican Dave. Did we both say
It's
that?
gonna stick. It's
Oh,
gonna
that is
stick.
funny. Lovely
Yeah.
stuff.
I can't imagine a situation where I'm going to be sat in one place from when it is daylight through to when it is dark that I need to, without getting up, turn the lights on with my
Can I
phone
can I
slash
sound really lazy as well?
Echo Dot.
There's a
No,
switch bot.
carry on.
There's a switch bot that you can buy that closes your curtains for you. I know this because I it's really good. Do you know what? Oh, I have to justify it. So I bought it. So our window is like, you have to like lean over the sofa. It's quite awkward to close the curtains. So I bought it for my wife when she was pregnant, just so she didn't have to like
Yeah.
stress over closing the curtains.
So
So it is
that I
handy
like.
for disabled people
That's
like myself. I'm not disabled,
he's
by the
not
way.
disabled.
I'm not disabled.
He's not still.
Laziness is a disability, and I do deserve a blue badge. Luckily, I've got a child, so I can park in the next bay.
Wherever you want. So, but that's I can I can understand that for tech. Like laziness aside, if there is a job that you just don't like doing, like one of the few jobs that I'm now resigned to doing in my own house. Like my job used to be, my wife would cook, and one of us would then wash up the dishes. Like if we cook, then you wash up. The alternate, basically. We've got a dishwasher now, so that's nice and easy.
What's her name?
I hate hoovering.
Sorry, carry on.
Tasha.
The dishwasher. You just
Tasha.
okay. Sorry, I was I was trying to turn it into a joke, and then you were making it really serious. I'm like, Jesus
No.
Christ,
No.
this is
Yeah. Oh, if she listens to this, I'm dead. She won't listen to this. Not this far in,
Not this
anyway.
far in. If we're 15 minutes in, unless it's edited
No.
down. Do you know what? I'm going to
No,
switcheroo it, and I'm going to put this at the front. This will be the introduction. Hey, Tash.
Oh God.
Wash my dishes, bitch.
But one of my few like household tasks now is like I do the floors. Like I do the hoovering. I mop the
lick the
floor. Like
floors.
we've got windows. We got hardwood floors, so like I mop the floors and stuff. But if I need to invest in tech now to replace that one job that I do.
We've got
right? But
we can turn
re-
the robot Hoover into a mop.
send me a link. I mean, I'm buying that
You are,
straight away.
yeah,
Like,
because
yeah,
then you haven't got to go
I
out
know
and
that's
see
me
Tab.
being well, that's me being lazy, but like straight away, it's just done. If I can find something that also changes the bin for me, then I'm good.
The
I'm,
bin
I'm
is a
like,
situation that needs to be resolved. It's 2023. Like I've been looking at, I bought one of those Joseph bins just to try out. That squishes
okay,
your Joseph. You might need to
right.
come up with a nickname for that. I don't know. There'll be one out there somewhere. Maybe just Joseph Do. But
We'll call it the stutter bin.
the starter bin, yeah. First name Joseph, last name Joseph. What you do is you like every time you close the bin, it like squashes the rubbish down so that you can fit more into it. But it doesn't really solve the problem of emptying it. It's just prolonging it.
Well, then you also end up with a bin bag that's more likely to split. That's probably the oldest person thing that I've ever said, but
It is,
valid.
yeah.
I genuinely said to my wife the other day, I really like these bin bags. Can we get more of these? And I had this moment. I was like, oh God, what have I become?
We're 30 now. Bins are our thing. That's probably my main job. Like,
Yeah,
if I didn't have a job, I'd probably put it on my CV as bin man.
yeah.
I do find
So,
myself, especially when you get a kid, mate, you end up emptying those bins once a day. And then she's like, "Well, I'm doing all the washing once a day." I'm like, "Yeah, but you doing that because you don't want to empty the bins. Emptying the bins is
yeah,
the most disgusting thing, especially when you've got a kid that you throw
yeah, I
nappies
can believe that.
into and all that. And it's just like, oh,
Why was it not like? I mean, after this, we're getting a startup company going. We're going to create an automated bin. Like this needs to happen.
yeah, Echo,
I, I,
empty
I
my
don't know what
bin.
this.
Imagine.
I don't know what that looks like, but if we can have an automated Hoover slash mop,
I think
like
it's one of those like robotic wives. I think that's what's going on here. Have you seen The Sixth Day with Arnold
how
Schwarzenegger?
we're just over 50 minutes into this and we're already getting cancelled.
Yeah.
There are
Imagine I'm going
honestly
to
there are going to
upload this
be
and Spotify's going to reject it. It's like,
there are going to
this
be
is
feminists
sexist.
like
This is
knocking
too
down our
much shit
doors.
going on. You've
Yeah,
talked about Weight Watchers for fucking way too long. Funnily enough,
yeah.
we sponsor them.
I'm pretty sure in one episode we've covered fat people, disabled people. We've ruined feminists. So yeah, we've had it. So we're 50 minutes
Yeah.
in, and this is going to go very, very well.
The pilot and the ending. We have to, yeah, I think we have to come to an end before we do get cancelled. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to mention? Just to confirm Spotify cancelling us. Is there anything else? Whilst
I mean,
we're
what other groups can we
in the
offend in one
hole,
go?
sorry.
Yeah. Well, who else can we offend in one go?
Well, I think I was racist as well at one point when I got a Mr. T and Samuel Jackson next to. Oh fucking hell! We've really fucked ourselves
I
here.
mean, if it helps, I really doubt that either of those two will be listening.
I know, but it's just the. It's just, yeah.
Yeah,
I ain't getting
it's
all
fine.
fucking plain. That's not how it goes
This
either.
episode is just it's gonna disappear into time. It's gonna get. This will be our moment. This will be one of these moments. If we eventually become famous with this podcast,
Yeah.
they'll go back. They'll dig the skeletons out and find this like in the archives of
Yeah, let's just not
where are we
hope.
putting
Let's just
this?
hope we don't die tomorrow because this will be our legacy.
Well,
That on your gravestone, the racist, sexist, disabled, if that's a thing.
can you imagine? Goes viral overnight as like for all the wrong reasons.
Anyway,
Oh
right.
dear.
So just to summarise, what we're asking for, we're asking for gym fails. So guys, send in your gym fails. They don't have to be videos. Just like describe what happens at the gym, and I'm sure we can picture it. I'm sure the listeners can picture it. What else was we asking for?
Any success stories for Weight Watchers?
Yes, that as well. Yeah,
Any.
any success stories? Because it would be good. Like we're not like the
Or
thing is,
Slimming
Weight
World
Watchers have been
or
around for a fucking long time. There must be
yeah.
so many success stories.
Hmm. Well, I don't want. I started Weight Watchers, lost a little bit of weight, and then I found this other thing that actually worked, and now here I am. I want Weight Watchers all the way through. Slash Slimming World slash
Yeah. One thing
whatever.
I have to give to Weight Watchers though, like my wife joined Weight Watchers 3 or 4 times, but the last time she did, she had to stop it for because she was pregnant. But when you join
Hmm.
Weight Watchers, it is a bit of a like money grabbing scheme because you have to sign up to like a certain amount of months, like 12 months, for instance, just to get a good offer.
Yeah.
But by good offer, I still mean like £15 a month, which is a bit mental, really, when it's just an
That's.
app.
Do you know what? I'm going to do better. So it's what, £15 a month?
But then what was that other app that you can use? That's free, the Under Armour app.
Oh, My Fitness Pal.
Yeah, that's free. It
Yeah,
does exactly the same thing,
yeah.
basically.
So I'm gonna make something. I'm gonna put an ebook together. It'll cost you £10. It'll describe everything you possibly need to know about
Such a
dieting,
money
gaining
grubbing
weight, losing
bastard,
weight,
aren't you? Jesus Christ.
maintenance.
You see
Well,
an
it's less than a month
opportunity.
to pay for Weight Watchers / Slimming World. Yeah, well, business minded, aren't I?
Yeah, go buy Mike's book. This is the whole lead up. The whole
Wow,
episode's been led up
the
to this.
the
Give us your fucking
enthusiasm.
money.
Go buy the book. It's not even written yet.
Let's do the New Year's resolution, isn't it? What's it going to be called? Fair Fighters.
I don't know. I mean, dust. Call
Dust.
it dust.
Anybody? Dust. Yeah, no, I want that one.
Dust. I mean, I don't think they could claim copyright on that, right?
I don't know. It's been gone a long time. When did that finish?
Yeah.
They did Come Fly With Me after that. To be fair, that was so
Come
funny.
fly me, what a show.
That was so good.
Oh, I love that show.
And what's funny is that
That's not on
Avatar
anything
2's
anymore.
just come out. That's just the most hilarious thing. I'm not sure if you remember the whole Avatar
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah. Yeah. What's your favourite movie? Avatar?
Avatar 2.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, Avatar
Yeah.
2's just come out, like, what, 20 years later?
Also, Avatar 2 was shit.
I've not seen it. I watched
Oh,
Smurfs.
don't stop
I'm
shit.
assuming it's the same.
It's the same shit,
The
yeah.
same shit.
Yeah.
Different budget.
Did not like that film.
Right, guys, yes. Thanks for listening, guys. There'll hopefully be another episode coming in 2 weeks. And then, is that the plan, Mike? You're the guy.
Yeah, sure.
Every 2 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah, every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks?
If we want to bump it to everyone, we're going to actually have to sit down and think of some actual topics to talk about.
Yeah,
Because
and try not to be racist and sexist at the same episode. Let's just try and spread that out a bit.
every other.
Every other. Next week, we're going to be racist. Right, guys. Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Please subscribe. DM us on Instagram if you want to give us any of your stories. Send us some videos. What else we got? We're going to be on TikTok at some point. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we'll turn some of this into some shorts or something.
Yeah. But first of all, yeah,
See if we
Instagram.
manage to be funny in at some point in the whole hour.
Yep. And just give us some feedback. I really appreciate it. It's our first episode. Hopefully, it's uploaded. If you're listening to this, it's been a success. Right, see you guys. See you next time. Bye.
See you guys.